You've come. I intentionally slowed my integration into the collective consciousness because I wanted to see you one last time as Ilias. And I wanted to apologize to you as him. It was only at Gandharvaville that the second thing I must do occurred to me. Bring you all here.
Well, that much was kind of assumed.
To throw off the Matra and bring Aether to the hive. That was my task as Suraj number 36.
You were already Suraj number 36? But you passed the Matra's lie detector test!
Yes, I truly did forget many things during that time, even my identity and assigned responsibilities. However, it's not that I got scared and forgot. I chose to delete those memories. It's difficult to fool Aether, so I had to create the perfect guise for myself.
Ilias, I don't think you fooled Aether. I think he's here because he wants to be here, not because he fell for any trap you laid for him.
And the best guise is when you believe your own lies.
Correct. I only told you that the hive was incomplete because I had deleted my memories of its completion. It was finished a long time ago. Before I left, I was already living as number 36. Now, I choose to return to that identity.
Question. Can the people who have been corrupted like this with the collective minds ever be fixed and sever that tie and go back to who they were? Or do we have to essentially just kill everybody here because it's just not right that they continue to live like this?
Only here can I be truly free. That's all I wanted to say. After I enter this room, my consciousness will merge back into the collective. And so, this is goodbye.
Slit his throat, kill him before his consciousness can go back and his memories and knowledge of us being here gets put into the collective. Problem solved.
Is this your decision?
Yeah, the person we know is Ilias, not Suraj number 36. The outside world is painful sometimes, but Paimon doesn't think that's a reason to run away.
Do you need more time to consider, Ilias?
Hey, who are...
That is Suraj.
So you're that giga jerk!
Giga jerk? Huh, how bold of you. Have I done something to offend you?
Yeah, you've offended me on a pretty basic principle level, sir. What you're doing is positively abhorrent.
I modified Akasha terminals to allow users to share memories and emotions. Then, I recruited researchers from the academia to build a collective consciousness. I assigned numbers to everyone and divided the experiment's tasks amongst themselves.
Yeah, we know.
Here, people can live easily and happily without needing to exercise complex mental
Isn't that what makes us human? The ability to do
This is
that?
what they have chosen. All I've done is fulfill their wishes.
You're turning them into mindless automatons that basically don't use their minds in any constructive capacity.
You're just trying to justify yourself!
Then I ask you, what's the difference between here and the outside?
The people outside are actually people. They have minds, personalities, and free will.
There are researchers at the academia who engage in dangerous research in extreme environments while others become idle and listless. People are so obsessed with collective will that even those on the fringes will attempt to fit in after suffering setbacks. Isn't that right, Ilias? There's no need to deny this, as it is fact. It is natural for social creatures to congregate together.
Well, I'm not a social creature, so yay me.
And the terminus of conformity is a collective consciousness through which even an ordinary bee colony can become a powerful swarm. Replace the bees with humans, and this model becomes even more potent.
Sir, I don't think I'd be a very good candidate for your hive. I don't want to be part of making something great. I want to be the person that makes something great. I don't know if that just makes me selfish or what, but I would rather I strive and attain something awesome by myself than lose myself and obtain greatness with others while not being a driving force of it, just being a lower part of it. Sacrificing who I am is not worth perhaps achieving greater than I would by myself. I would still rather be me and do it.
Welcome to the hive, Alhaitham. You once arrogantly denied the merits of this project before the Grand Sage.
I still think killing everybody here is probably the safest thing forward. Did they come here and do the best pretenses? Probably not. Are they probably responsible for everything? Probably not. But, you know, if we can't fix the problem, you get rid of the problem.
A few simple words from you, and my research was consigned to nothingness. Of course, I'm well aware that you don't care about any of this.
Of course not. It's immoral.
You don't care about the pain of others.
I mean, to be honest, neither do I. But you kind of brought this upon yourself with your warped perception of life.
But I didn't give up. I made my thesis into reality.
Does he not hear himself? That he realizes that he's monologuing like an evil villain?
When we arrived, I noticed many empty rooms in the hive.
Oh, you noticed that? Then can you guess where their inhabitants are?
Out in the wild. It's great. You can tell who they are because they're all wearing stupid visors.
The answer is the academia. They're executing another phase of the plan. The plan to install me as a sage. The collective consciousness links all of us into a single mind, showcasing our individual strengths as we work together. We are able to execute complex undertakings while instantaneously modifying our strategies in response to unexpected situations.
Question. I have lots of questions. If you were to kill Suraj here and now, would everybody in the collective react to that? So what you could do, well, it's a bit late now, but make the Marcher aware to look for people who are going to react suddenly in a certain manner. Kill him, and then take into custody anybody who reacts out of the blue, out of nowhere, in some sort of negative way, like from pain or some sort of recoiling or something like that. And then go from there. But it's a bit late now that we're here.
Everything has been proceeding smoothly. You are our biggest obstacle. With you out of the way, I'll use my growing influence to turn the collective consciousness into a legitimate study.
It's great, buddy. Mr. Recording, fantastic.
The project will snowball until ultimately everyone will be part of my hive. No. The hive will be in control. And it will lead the academia towards a new future.
We won't let you do this!
What can you achieve with mere words? You weren't even able to change Ilyas's mind. Return to the hive, number 36.
Yes.
Wait! Don't go back! Look! There are lots of people out there worried about you. And you aren't an outcast. Aren't we your friends?
That's easy for you to say, given that you're travelers. Will you two continue to stay at the academia? When you leave, tragedy will repeat itself. Return, number 36. You know as well as I do that comforting words don't make life any easier.
Ilyas? Why?
Because he's weak-willed, Paimon. Just let him go.
You two are just as arrogant as Alhaitham. You think that everyone should be like you and live according to their own truths. But you don't realize that most people simply want easy lives.
So let them live. I don't understand. The real world doesn't stop people from living easy lives, Suraj. Life can be easy if you have simple wants and needs in life. It's other people like me and others who have complex needs that don't necessarily live easy lives because we make life harder for ourselves, and et cetera, et cetera. But if people just want to live easy lives, like, they can do that. There's nothing in Sumeru stopping them from doing that. If they want an easy life, maybe they shouldn't be an academia researcher because there's a lot of toil involved in that process. They should pick another path in life.
I allowed number 36 to leave the hive without his memories only because I knew he would eventually return. This proves that I know more about human nature than you do.
I don't really care.
Alhaitham, do say a word or two. I will consider them as your last.
Suraj, have you considered the fact that Alhaitham is a fighter and you are not? I'm sure he's not, opposed to killing. I'm certainly not opposed to killing you. To be fair, I can kill people really easily, but I'm not opposed to killing you, bro.
I made those words quite clear a year ago. The model you presented was extremely unstable. No amount of garish packaging will change its fragile nature. It can't be helped. If you were clever enough to realize those problems, then you would have been aware that the hive changed when Ilias returned to this collective consciousness of yours.
Because he's bringing thoughts... How do I phrase this? Because Ilias has remembered the feeling of being a hero or something, or remembered the feeling of doing what was right, maybe, and he's bringing that back into the collective, maybe? And it's going to corrupt it from the inside.
What?
He can once again do what he did last time, but in a better way. He can do what's right.
What's happening?
The collective needs motivation to execute its plans, just as machinery requires energy to operate. That's why you, as the overmind, synchronized your hatred of me into the collective, prompting them to create and execute a plan to eliminate me.
Okay, my idea was way cooler. It's like Ilias being a Trojan horse. It was a much cooler and more convoluted plan. This boils down to simply the fact that having exposed Ilias to Alhaitham, Ilias has realized that Alhaitham really isn't worth all this loathing, or doesn't deserve this kind of loathing, and so he's bringing that mindset back to the hive. Oh, that's funny.
However, when Ilias returned to the collective, his memories and emotions were shared with the rest of its members. This includes his perception of me.
Which breaks your programming.
Thanks for that. You know, you don't seem like such a bad person. Strange, isn't it? Why did I have those thoughts at that time?
This contradicts the hatred you had provided them, and these two differing emotions will give rise to new conflict.
So that's it. Wait, so you knew that Ilias would return to the hive?
Yeah, I told you. He already knows what's going on.
And then you pretended to keep him around just to fool Suraj.
Yeah. I don't think you seem to comprehend, Paimon, that Alhaitham's actually really intelligent.
Wouldn't expect any less from you, Alhaitham. Once the collective consciousness bugs out, we'll take that opportunity to... wait. It's back to normal already.
Alhaitham, I told you. You're too arrogant. Did you really think that your little scheme would be enough to destabilize the hive? Ilias's return had indeed introduced abnormal emotions into the hive, but such a meager drop cannot give rise to waves. Your struggle
about
has
that?
been in vain, and it's time to end it. Allow me to show you what makes the collective consciousness so formidable.
Yeah, so I think you're underestimating the instability of your own project, which is what Alhaitham is
So
counting
many
on.
monsters. Where did they come from?
It's a whole 3 Paimon. Oh no, I'm quaking in my boots.
And something feels off about them.
I also integrated monsters into the collective.
What?
Though I ranked them last. Even so, they are part of it.
Oh, that's crossing boundaries, sir.
Despite their lack of intelligence, perfect cooperation can be achieved, much like soldiers who have undergone strict training.
Except it's more like mind control in a way.
Now then, drown in endless waves of monsters. You will all pay for your ceaseless arrogance.
Isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? And you don't have endless waves of monsters because you didn't put that many monsters into your consciousness.
Hey, Alhaitham? Your plan didn't work, so what do we do now?
I've already sent my gift to the collective. It'll take some time for the recipient to receive it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, no, it's working. You
You two
have
just
faith.
need to brace yourselves for the nuisance in front of us.
Have faith, Paimon.
All right. Paimon doesn't know how you get so confident, but we'll hold them off for as long as we can.
So was he trying to target a particular person in the collective? Or is he just using Ilias's thoughts? Because then what has he said that could affect a particular person? I'm assuming it's not Suraj himself. I don't know. Let's just kill shit.
Yield!
Keep skipping over poor Beto.
Don't blink. Nowhere to hide. Speed of light. Go as one.
Flicker.
Alhaitham isn't that bad of a
This
person.
will help him kill things way quicker.
But it has to be done. We must be eliminated so that we can evolve.
Alhaitham is not this
You
cool.
see? That is the will of the collective. Even with the hatred gone, they continue their work. An external anomaly cannot shake the collective stability.
Here you are. Well now,
Can you please get down here?
how bold.
Yes, you're down.
To ashes! Flee!
He won't hold out for much longer.
He's a lot tougher than we imagined.
Something's gone wrong with the academia. The march.
What's this about the mantra?
Incoming.
Damn it. How dare you move?
Wind, hear me!
What's going on? What's with this sudden influx of information? Silence! As the overmind, I command you!
Hey, I'm more interested in what's going on over there. Oh, you're less ability.
Ha! Do your worst! We shall prevent.
Ow.
Cut to the chase. Speed of light. Hey!
Oops, skipped out. I'll hate them.
Flicker. Diffract.
How is that possible? Why hasn't it been resolved?
Was there an error in our judgment?
The will of the collective cannot be wrong. The overmind must have made an error in his judgment.
But Suraj is the most intelligent among us. He is number one. His judgment is the optimal one.
Maybe it shouldn't be the optimal one.
Is that true? No, not necessarily.
Yeah, dendro damage probably isn't the best against a dendro creature. Trying to use Q, it wasn't letting me.
Do your work! Grant us your blessing!
Incoming.
Aww. That used my Q ability. I think you've been overruled as hive mind number 1. The Overlord.
What have you done?
Calm down. Don't you have an easy way to figure this out? You were only designated as number 36? What a shame. From what I can see, your talents merit a smaller number. Putting aside the validity of the data, it is meaningless to judge individuals based solely on their jnana energy.
What you said to Ilias has now become a memory shared by all members of the Hive. I see it now! You've channeled and amplified their selfish desires!
They want to have a higher number.
You're trying to destroy my Hive from the inside out!
Human minds are not infinitely pliable, and your Hive has stretched many of them to their limit. Once your authority as overmind starts to wane, it won't be long before your subjects snap back. Is it worth living here like a machine? Being a tool for the rest of my life? As soon as one person begins to have these thoughts, selfishness, doubt, and fear will propagate, thanks to the web of consciousness that you built. At this stage, your so-called Hive has already fallen.
It's not over yet. I am the Overmind! There has to be a way!
Oh, he's just gonna kill himself?
It's too late.
Okay.
Once the desires of the Hive accumulate, beyond a certain threshold, they will kill their king.
I wouldn't have suffered such a disgraceful defeat if I was the overmind.
My number shouldn't be so far down in the
Yeah, but they're still linked is the problem. This is happening through Suraj,
We agreed to.
but they haven't broken the link.
Be the one in your position!
The hive shut down?
It's over. Is it though?
What happened just now?
Are you sure they don't still have their collectiveness connected?
Members of a collective consciousness are more likely to reach a consensus because of their shared memories and emotions. For example, Ilias did have differing perceptions, but he ultimately followed the collective consciousness's
because
judgment.
his stupid family kept telling him to conform. God, who needs enemies when you got a family like that?
However, this system is far from perfect. Based on this logic, the collective consciousness will generate an intractable diffusion effect upon encountering negative emotions.
Selfish desires.
The disturbance that Ilias
We are
caused
humans
wasn't
after
for
all.
naught. It made the collective question the overmind.
Setbacks in the plan further amplify doubt, which diminishes the overmind's influence. This inevitably causes the collective to generate negative emotions.
Apprehension, disappointment, panic, avarice. These negative emotions can be very well hidden, as humans generally do not share completely transparent channels of communication. But in the hive, where there are no secrets, negativity can spread like a tidal wave. Of course, what I said to Ilias was the trigger for all of this. A few words were enough. Believe in the power of words, Suraj.
You were already thinking of a way to destroy the collective consciousness. Even back then, you knew that Ilias was the bait all along? But how did you know? Since when?
I knew it from the moment I saw him. Moreover, I never looked down on you. My opinion of you has always been objective. You have a naive view towards the concepts of collective consciousness and human evolution, but you are intelligent and disciplined. You would never let a test subject escape. Mistakes like that are beneath you, and you also won't leave any mistake without a resolution.
Ah, so all of it stemmed from the fact that he knew Suraj at a deeper level.
I never thought I'd hear those words come from you. But if you're saying that out of sympathy, spare me.
He's really not. He's just explaining how he knew from the beginning.
I know very well that you've never viewed me as an equal.
Because you're not.
When you were with us, you always had a distant look in your eyes. You don't need to hide it. I know it better than anyone else. The arrogance that comes with being a genius. Nobody likes being treated like that.
Your perspective is entirely born from your habitual way of looking at things. From your perspective, you probably think I'm like you, someone who doesn't fit in. However, I've never placed myself on a pedestal.
He just does his own thing.
I just want to distance myself from meaningless noise and look at everything objectively. On the other hand, you have failed to come to terms with who you truly are. You care too much about winning and how others perceive you.
You mean to say that I'm the arrogant one here?
The fact that you can't see that is just mind-blowing. You're literally oozing arrogance and you can't see it.
Is that not so? Arrogant and emotionally fragile. You view people as a simple, mediocre collective, while you regard me as one of your kind.
Regardless, I have lost. You can take me back to the academia and stand trial.
You will stand trial, yes. But arresting people isn't in my job description. I'm just an ordinary staff member. I believe it is the General Mahamatra's duty to escort you away.
Sino finally arrives? Yeah.
Sino? What are you doing here?
I followed the symbols. Looks like things have already been settled.
Symbols?
I left a similar picture in my letter to him, and I made several similar symbols on the way here.
Wait, what do you mean you left a letter? Oh, Paimon remembers! When Paimon first saw you, Arav said that you had left a letter for Sino. So you really did know that something was up with Ilias from the start! You lied to us too!
Because you can't disseminate to save your life, Paimon. Ilias would know that you know something because you wouldn't be able to keep it from him.
It'd be best if you didn't spout nonsense. I never employed any mode of trickery on you. By the way, I came across some information at the academia a few days ago. If you practice the method discussed therein, your vision may improve. Do you need it?
Seriously? This guy. By the way, Sino, Paimon heard that sent more people to the academia. We can't let those jerks get away.
Don't worry. The Matra have started screening suspicious persons, and we've already arrested many of Suraj's associates. This was likely one factor that caused the hive's consciousness to waver. Everything went as you predicted, Alhaitham.
Good. Seems like the interesting part is already over. I'll leave the arrests to you all. See you.
He just does his work and then just tabs out.
And off he goes. There still are a lot of test subjects here, so let's stick around for a while.
But I don't care. I don't know if that makes me sound horrible. I don't care about the test subjects. I don't know them. I don't care about their plights. It's not like they didn't understand what they were getting into. Ah, cutting.
Barbados, guide us.
There we go. Back full health. Yeah, okay, so Makashin kind of sucks. That much became very apparent.
Oh no. Oh no. I was involved in all these plans to get rid of the acting Grand Sage?
Carwan. Have we met or know that name? I don't know.
What came over me? How could I do something like this?
We were accomplices without knowing it. But I'm afraid that Alhaitham might pressure the Matra into giving us heavier sentences.
And still you hold bias against Alhaitham.
Whether he's the scribe or the acting Grand Sage, we can't afford to offend him. It seems our future at the Academia will be full of uncertainties.
We can discuss the future later. Leaving the collective left me with a strange sense of guilt.
Good, you should feel it.
I didn't feel anything towards Alhaitham at first, since he wasn't well known. All the opinions I heard about him were negative, though. Suraj made us hate Alhaitham, and we blindly accepted that hatred and thought of him as a bad person. From how things look, we've done a lot of irrational things.
Yup.
I guess we're getting what we deserve.
Yup.
Could you help us apologize to Alhaitham?
Sure.
Sure.
He won't care.
Paimon will help you tell Alhaitham. But whether he chooses to forgive you is up to him.
It's okay. No matter what he chooses, apologizing will make us feel slightly better. If he chooses to remember this, we're prepared for our punishment.
It's time to go.
Let's go.
So, were they all duped? We can ask Alhaitham about that later.
It occurs to me, that there actually probably aren't that many people here. Though it seems like it means this project is quite small. Because just because he was assigning numbers to people doesn't mean that he was going numerically. Because if you say, assign someone to position 5, and then you had people already filling in positions 2, 3, and 4. So you've got the top 4 positions already filled, 2 through 5. But then what if you find someone else who has the potential to be number 3, but the position number 3 is already filled? You would have to shuffle the numbers down to put that person at number 3, and the number 3 become 4, and 4 become 5. And that seems kind of counterproductive to his efforts. So does he just have gaps between the numbers he assigns so that he can fill people into the gaps? But then wouldn't he then have a finite number of numbers that he can designate to people in a tiered system, unless he starts shuffling people? But surely people would be discontent within the collective hive if their numbers got rearranged. If they got made less than. Maybe the game just didn't think about this and I'm thinking about it too much.
Looks like I can't exist as Suraj number 36. Yet, my life as Ilyas goes on.
Wow, way to sound so depressed about it.
When I was at Gandharvaville, I thought about whether I should just come forward with the truth. But I didn't have the courage then. So in the end, I lost my sense of justice.
Yep.
But I also wasn't able to conform.
Yep. Looks like you just suck on all fronts. Congratulations.
Ilyas?
Don't be sad. I'm the one who deceived you.
I'm not sad, and I don't really care about your deception. You really don't matter to me as a person. I hate to break this to you. I don't like you.
However, I didn't come out of this completely empty-handed. The moment the hive collapsed, an idea popped into my head. I realized that the collective I was always trying to fit into wasn't as powerful as I had imagined.
Never mind powerful. How about interesting? What people conform to isn't always the better or more interesting option.
Understanding that gave me courage somehow. Perhaps one day I could be just like Alhaitham and not care about what anyone else thinks.
Just remember that that comes with some sort of caveat along the way. It's not that easy a lifestyle.
You can do it. Paimon believes in you.
Thanks. Well, I should get going. I'm one of the primary suspects in the case, so I'll have to receive my due punishment. Can you keep this a secret from my parents and my sister? I just don't want them to worry.
When am I ever going to see your parents and sister again?
Also, please apologize to Alhaitham for me. Goodbye, you two.
Why is it my duty to apologize to Alhaitham for everybody? What makes you think we have that kind of relationship?
All the test subjects have been taken away. I'll have my subordinates seal the place, retrieve all documentation, and destroy the system. Are you two hurt? I brought bandages and hemostatics.
He's so sweet. No, I'm fine. Jean healed us.
Paimon's fine. Just a little tired.
Get some rest. Alhaitham is probably waiting for you at the entrance. Go see him when you're done here. Watch out for any of Suraj's associates who might still be in hiding. If you encounter anything you can't take care of, come find me at the Academia.
Okay, you stay safe too, Sino. Let's go meet up with Alhaitham.
Demand complete. Yoink. Ah,